So, yeah, so welcome everyone. Thank you for spending some time on your rainy Monday evening. So Lucas is going to take us through the main things are the spreadsheet that I've sent round with the social media content, together with how to use that in conjunction with Hootsuite and Later to be able to schedule your social media content over sort of weeks ahead. So I can see Lucas is sharing his screen. I can see your screen, Lucas. Can everyone else see his?
Yeah. Yes.
So I will pass it over to you, Lucas, to induct us in the joys of social media planning.
Okay, so we're going to start off with the spreadsheet. Great place to start. Spreadsheet is just like a normal Excel spreadsheet that has information on that's going to help you basically become a social media person. So how we use the spreadsheet is literally left to right. So starting with the left tab says schedule. The schedule is the next 12 months. All of the major events, signposted dates, and things that we're thinking about in terms of strategy that affects us commercially and lifestyles, all of the key things and events are there. So as you can see across the year, some thought has gone into that. And furthermore, that kind of gives you an overview of what the year is looking like. With that in mind, each month is broken down. And as a franchisee, what you need to be looking at left to right with this schedule is making sure that you're in the right month on the left, and that you're looking at you, the end user, the franchisee, and your content and what that means to you on this spreadsheet. Yeah? So you're looking for that color code, literally, in all of the places that you see that appears on this spreadsheet. There's lots of different areas. And this is where it's a prompt for you to look at content that's going to go out through the respective channels which you have. And no doubt, Lynn would have suggested that you should be using Facebook, LinkedIn for the professional market, visual market, require Instagram nowadays, and also Twitter, because again, it's a very conversational tool, quick fire, and you can tap into audiences through hashtags and lots of cool stuff. So those are the four main channels. So how do we get this content that's relative to you out? We look at each one of the channels. So before we leave that, let's look at today's date. We're the 13th, which is here. So there's content going out across this week. Thursday is pretty much us. But let's go to Facebook as one of the channels that would have the content on that we're looking for. And we can literally go through the month, starting from the beginning of the month, day by day, looking at the different content that is already pre-written for you to use across each specific date. So where the content is relative to you, I'm just going to pretend that this one is this date line here. So we'll just take number 72 on the spreadsheet, the date line of content that's relative to you. You just literally look across the spreadsheet and it will tell you Tuesday the 14th, 2:30, this content with this link is going out, needs to go out, and it's content for you, end user. Yeah. So you literally go to each one of the platforms. This is where Hootsuite and Later come in. And with that, with Hootsuite and Later, to keep everything in line with the brand, Lynn will also share with you some content from Canva. And this is Canva. This is what Canva looks like. So with Canva, you will have this template this area here that you can see highlighted in the box, you're never going to really touch this. This is this pink triangle area, because this design is the brand, it is the logo, and it is the positioning and of how the brand is going to go out every time. It keeps the brand synergy. But this area here that's highlighted now in the box is text that you can quite easily click on, highlight, move around, or importantly, change the content of. Yeah, and as you do that, because it's a design tool, he says, it will change itself to best suit the shape of the content. Yeah? Yeah. So if it's 3 lines, you just literally replace the lines and it just, etc. This image here also in the background can be changed as well. So that is something that you may need to do to create the right theme along with this content. Most of it, if not 99.9% of it, will be created for you already. And it's just literally for you to copy and paste. So let me show you what I mean by that on those social media tools. So starting with Hootsuite. This is mine already set up. And I've got on this one tool, 1, Google My Business, 2, Instagram, 3, LinkedIn, and 4, Twitter. I'm allowed to use 3 of these free of charge. I only use LinkedIn and Twitter. Twitter is the one I use predominantly. Yeah, it's just my audience, just that way. So for you, what you need to know is that you are going to make a note of Hootsuite, spelled H-O-O-T-E, and you're going to make a note that you are looking for the free for life platform, yeah, which will allow you 3 platforms for life free of charge. Now, there are tons of different free packages which they offer, but that's the one specifically that you should be looking for. The free for life 3 channels, Hootsuite. If you put that in, it will come up in a search. Yeah, so just that's the one you're looking for. So once you have it, all you do is simply attach the streams. The streams are the platforms or the channels, being Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, the 3 that you choose, or importantly, how we'd like you to use it would be to use it for 2. So your traditional text-based long information pretty much can get out well on Hootsuite. So images, and if there's a lot of text, then platforms like LinkedIn and Facebook are great for Hootsuite, this chap here. With Twitter, as we all know, you're allowed up to 140 characters, 280 sometimes, like this one here, or that one there. But it's random. Sometimes it allows you to do, and other times it doesn't. So what we do is we write for 140 characters. So back to the spreadsheet. What does that mean? We're going to basically get the content from the spreadsheet on the specific date at that specific time, and this is the content. So if we go back to Hootsuite, we're looking at, we've already got our channel set up. So we're now looking at new post. The new post, top right hand side, is what we want to create. So just click on it. It will come up with a dashboard so you can create that new post. So I'm going to use LinkedIn because we're going to target a professional audience. But as you can see, the 3 channels that I've got on there will just come up instantly. So I'm just going to put LinkedIn for now. I could have 2 or more, but LinkedIn is just for the example. Next thing I do is look at the content, the words. So let's go back to the spreadsheet, and they're the words. So make it nice and easy. It's literally copy and then paste that content into the content creator. And as you can see, formats give you a preview of what that content looks like. And now we need to just check what it requires. We said we're going to schedule it out for the 15th, 14th at 2 p.m. So that's when we want it to go out. So we'll just leave that there for now. We need to put an image in. Let's just check. There's a link that we need to use. So when you click on the box, you can either copy the link by right-clicking, go to copy link, or you can literally click on the box and copy the link from here. Let's copy the link. Copy the link across. Literally drop it in. And shorten with Owly, will pop up. In fact, the link goes there, Lou. And there, if you click on it, it should automatically shorten the link. So when the link goes out, it's not taking up lots of characters. Does it all make sense, guys? Hello?
Hello? Yes.
I'm just pausing for the cause. Just make sure everyone's still with me.
Yeah,
Yeah?
still.
Okay, cool. So we've got the content in. It's already written for us. So all the grammar's done and etc. All of the spacing, all of the hashtags, and we've now put in the link. So we know to put in that image that we said we were going to do. So you can either drag and drop or literally upload it from your library. So drag and drop it from your desktop or wherever you choose to, or literally upload it from your library. So I'm going to do that. I have an image that you guys...
That was on the spreadsheet as well, that image, wasn't it?
Yeah, let me go back. In fact, I cheated there.
Yeah, you went...
I did, didn't I? I
Stage.
did. Let me not cheat. So let's go back to the spreadsheet. So on that spreadsheet, literally here, that's that link which we're talking about. So here, to access that link, just literally, again, just click on it and it will take you directly to the drive where that image is. And you can literally just download it to your own device, to your desktop, wherever you want to save it. And then you can do what I was just skipping ahead a moment ago to do. And that's either dragging it from the desktop or uploading it from my downloads. Let me just move you out of the way and just do that. Choose that image, and then it will just create a lovely little post for me. So now everything's ready to go at the time that we decided, i.e. tomorrow, Tuesday at 2 p.m. So then we just press schedule. And we're done. Does that make sense, guys?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Give me some questions.
Yeah, so basically you've got all the information on that spreadsheet. It's a case of clicking on Hootsuite, starting a new post, and copying and pasting everything that's already there on the spreadsheet for you. The only thing, obviously, as the spreadsheet is done for everybody, the only thing you might want to do is to add a hashtag for your location so that it's specific for your area. But apart from that, you can pretty much take this content, copy and paste
Absolutely.
it, schedule it. And the whole point of this Hootsuite and later is so you don't have to keep doing it every day, every other day or whatever.
Thinking about new content yourself, you know, and all of this is carrying a theme of information and a story. So do get familiar with the content. So you know what's going out, what it's saying to your audience, and how that theme is building and accumulating. With that in mind, we've talked about one of the platforms, we mentioned two. We looked at Hootsuite, so now let's look at Later. So pretty much a very similar tool to use, and there are lots of different ways to use these tools. So I'm going to show you one way, and you may find another way to use it, and it won't surprise me because as with everything, there's more than one way to do it. What is important though is that you have to be prepared from the outset with Later. So again, you're looking for the free package. You're looking for the free package, and as you can see, it does give you a limit. of what you can post and when you can post it, and you can always upgrade the plan. The reason why we're using, importantly, 2 platforms is they're both geared for different things. As I mentioned with Hootsuite, it's pretty much geared for text and the traditional big media, i.e. Facebook and the world-beating professional LinkedIn, yeah, and Twitter. Whereas this later is geared towards Instagram, Pinterest, the visual platforms, and also has room for the big one, i.e. Facebook, because it is big. And again, with Twitter, because again, it is a world beater. So what we do here with later, think about this is for your more visual content. Yeah. So where we've got really strong images, such as we like to use later. Yeah. So same thing again is to create a post, just literally drag and drop. I'm looking at Tuesday the 14th and I'm going to get to 2 p.m. That's when I wanted that post to go out. And I'm just going to slide over the content, the image that I wanted to go out. So it's already started to create the post for me. Then I go back to the spreadsheet. Have I deleted it?
Len?
Yeah?
I'm struggling to find the spreadsheet. Was it on an email?
Yes, I did. Yeah, I sent it attached to an email.
I can't find it.
Well, what I'm going to do after this, we're going to have it on a Google Drive again. So I'm going to send Lucas everybody's email addresses, so you'll have that link to it, and it'll be a shared Google Drive. Because then, as you say, it's easier to find because it's just always there and shared with you, isn't it? Rather than trying to find it attached to an email.
That's fine.
So I'll do that to make it easier.
Thank you.
So we just literally get back to the content on the dateline at 2:30. 2:30. That we
Time for the dentist, that is.
Pardon?
That's when you go to the dentist, 2:30. Sorry, really bad joke.
We're going to go into 2:30, so let's make sure we get that to 2:30. So, yep, that date, 2:30 p.m. Let's literally type that in. Enter. Boom. We're ready. Words. Copy. Paste. Boom. We're ready. And yeah, that is your post. You've now become a social media manager. Yeah, you've not had to write all of this content and find out all the right hashtags to use, etc. But your post is ready to go. So you can now schedule it for that time on that date by literally just pressing save. Yeah. Does that make sense, guys?
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So easy enough.
Just to ask one question.
Ask more questions.
Sorry, just wanted to find out, does this later.com only allow you Instagram and all of them individually?
Individually? No, you see, with all of these things, there is a drop down. You can add on the other channels that you want that post to go out to. Is that answering your question?
Yeah, no, I just wanted to know that do you want to,
if you go
the
back,
other one?
If you go back, Lucas, you can see there, you can highlight the ones you want to use simultaneously, can't you? You can see, you can click them on and off on the top. They're grayed out, aren't they?
Yes. Yeah. At the moment, I should have said, let me leave it. I know, fine. I should have said, I only have my Instagram set up at the moment.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's why these are grayed out. I mean, literally, I've not set up my Pinterest on it.
Okay, so that makes sense. Yeah, that's fine.
So you'd have them linked and you can either click them on or off. So if you're wanting to do several at a time, you can click them both on and you'll be doing one for each at the same time. The only thing to be careful of is with Twitter, because it's got a fewer word count that you're allowed.
Yeah.
So sometimes so that again is you use these spreadsheet that Lucas has provided, because it's got it all written with the different word counts.
Yeah.
So, if you've got the right number of words for both, you can do it both at the same time.
Correct.
If you wanted to do it specifically for Twitter, again, we've got the content with it shortened for you.
Absolutely. So the ones that you can do pretty much with the content, which is the same format, is going to be LinkedIn and it's going to be Facebook every time. Every time. Yeah. Yeah. So
They
you don't
have
have to,
plenty
so
of
like on
things.
here, I would delete Twitter, and if I had Facebook already set up on my account, I would just click on Facebook from the drop down. Yeah, but I've only got Instagram and Twitter on it, so Facebook could be here.
So
Yeah.
which one is the best one to use for Facebook and Instagram if you're just going to use one of them? Hootsuite or Later? Or do you have to use them both?
With Later, you have to have visuals. So which you generally do want images.
Yeah.
So I would use Later, but you can't put text only then. With
Cool.
Later, you have to upload a picture or a video
Yes.
or some media.
Yes.
So you can't put text with Later.
Well, you can put
Pardon?
text as well, but you can't have
Yes.
text only.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not text. Neither of them. Who wants text only? Nobody.
Not me.
No, nobody wants text only.
Yeah.
You know, we
Right.
want an image, we want a link. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
we want to go back to the story. This is what we want. You know, so this is what you have with pretty much all of your posts. So if you go to, let me get back to that spreadsheet. Yeah.
If Lucas,
you've-
can I
you've
just
got
interrupt a minute? If you were going to start small and gradually build your expertise, I would start with Later and I would put Facebook and Instagram on it and use it to upload images, put them on to where you want it, and then use it that way. So if you wanted to start kind of and get confident with a smaller element and gradually expand it, that's where I would start.
Okay.
Yeah. I personally, I find them equally easy to use.
Yeah.
I tend to find that Later is a little demanding because you have to put all of the images up first. Yeah. Whereas with your normal way of using your computer, you do things and you upload them as you're going along, and that's the way that Hootsuite is geared. So when you need an image, you just literally click upload and do it then. The other way around, you have to have the images ready on Later.
That's a good way.
Other than that,
That's basically the difference between them.
Yeah. Yeah, and one of them likes pictures. Yeah. So I would suggest if you do have questions, formulate them. If you come up against challenges, let us know. Please do detail it and just let Lynn know. And no doubt, if it's something difficult she can't do, I'll come back to you. Yeah. So I'm hoping that we've covered the spreadsheet, because essentially this is what you require to get the information out. And all you need to do is think about Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and Twitter as all separate channels. As Lynn well explained, the content for each is designed for each channel. So for your Twitter, you have the right amount of characters and hashtags and etc. in the right place. For Instagram, it's created so as that you can get a good visual and you just click on the link. You know, you can get a good visual and you can click on the link. With Facebook and so on. Yeah, so it's all there just to use line by line for the specific date. And I would literally just take a couple of hours on a Sunday evening to just schedule a couple of weeks, or take 4 hours out of the month and just schedule the month, and you're done. Yeah, and you're done. And with that, all you do is, as you're watching them go out and seeing them go out, you're going to get more inspired and see the format that's been written and the themes that have been written, and understand more about what you require locally in your area to communicate, and what is working, what isn't working. And it's that feedback that Lynn is going to need that's important. So if we can get them and maximise your social media impact in your area.
Yeah.
And to further that, let me jump in, Lynn.
That's okay. No, I was just going to say, I'm very conscious that every one of you has come into this with different levels of confidence and expertise at using this. So for those of you who are not so confident at writing your own, then what we've provided here is stuff written for you. So you have content. All you might want to do is add at the bottom a hashtag for your location.
Yeah.
So you've got stuff that you can literally copy and paste. So that if you're there worried about what you're going to put on, you've got 8 posts a month that you can set up, copy and paste, schedule and have there. For those of you that are more confident, that's fantastic. You'll
You can
probably
add to
find
that.
that quite easy. But what you can start doing is start adding to it as well, as you start to see how it works. You can then use things like Later and Hootsuite to also be scheduling your own content on top of it.
So this is it. You'll have your own template to use. You know what posts look like from where they generally go out, and what the format looks like for each one. You'll be able to then create your own and schedule them quite easily on these platforms. And you'll
Because
see
this is to supplement what you're doing already, because lots of you are already, developing some fantastic social media content yourself. We don't want you to stop doing that, but it's to give those people who perhaps haven't done very much a bit more content, and also to give you a starting point, so that if one week you haven't had a chance to do very much social content, at least you've got something there to fill in the gaps, and you can just add to it as and when you want to. So how does everyone feel? Does everyone kind of understand how this works? How we can use the spreadsheet in conjunction with these programs to be able to schedule our social media?
Yeah.
Have a weekend.
One last question to just go back to the monthly planning calendar.
Yeah.
Which are the ones we do need to put like in the colors that you've got, the coding?
end user.
And okay, they're all end users.
Anything to say that says end user.
Yep.
To be honest, Lucas, if you go into the individual Facebook ones, then it's got that content in there. It's just an overview of kind of how often then you've got different content going out through the months. Once you go into that date, it will then have what that content is. So you'll see that through the individual Facebook and LinkedIn tabs themselves.
Yeah, it does. It says it.
Yeah,
Look,
that is
yeah.
that.
Yeah. Like here on the 14th that we were looking at, says it there.
Yeah.
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 So you've got the color codes, and it also says it.
So
Makes
we're
sense,
only
guys?
posting. We're only posting the things that say end user.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah. You are the end user.
Right.
Yeah, our end users are our parents and that who are booking.
Yeah.
So
In fact,
it's
yeah.
just because we're doing.
I don't.
potential
I'm glad you
franchisees.
said that, Lynn. I'm so glad you said that, because they are parents. That's who the
Yeah.
end users are.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're parents at the end of the day. Let's humanize them at the end of the day. Yeah.
Yeah.
The audience are parents, and that's who you're trying to reach.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Right. Basically, I just want to. Do you feel like you could now go and have a go at doing this?
At the weekend.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not
Don't worry.
now.
I'm not expecting you to do it
No
right
one's
now.
expecting you to do that,
Go to bed.
and not before Prosecco or any wine.
Exactly. And dinner.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not
And
at the
I want to
weekend
go and
then.
watch Cold Feet as well. So I'm not.
When's Cold Feet on? Does it start tonight?
I think so, doesn't
It
it?
starts tonight. I'm sure you've just reminded me.
Yeah, I want to go and watch Cold Feet in a bit. So
Yeah, I'm off. No,
Thank
I'm
you for
just
that.
leaving it on this tab here on hashtags, because as Lynn well pointed out, as you become more versed and skilled with things, you'll see what format works, etc. And even with all of those generic posts that are there, you might want to add in one of these hashtags that suit your location, or the generality or the audience that you're trying to reach, and etc. The point you're trying to highlight. There are also highlight hashtags for each working day as well. So the 7 days across the week, you can see generic stuff that will basically reach new audiences, bigger audiences, that will help you there.
I
Yeah.
didn't realise Wednesday was hashtag hump day, I have to say.
Oh.
That's new to me.
Well, it's not.
Female.
or the Women Wednesday. I didn't know that one.
Women West.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a hashtag for everything, but these are the ones we think are appropriate for your audience. I don't know how Hump Day got in there.
Yeah, I was going to say probably not, but anyway. But brilliant. Can I just say, can you please just have a go at this? Please don't feel like you're scared of it. Have a go. Start small. Just schedule something. The next time you get to sit down, pick one of the things that we've got there, schedule it, and check it goes out. and then you can build up your confidence and being able to do it from there. And then
Lynn?
just please let us know how it's getting on, whether that's good, bad, or indifferent, so that again, if there's anything that we're missing or haven't thought of, that again we can make sure we've supported you in being able to do this as effectively as possible, basically.
There's a
Can I
crystal
just
ball.
ask,
Yeah.
how quickly can you delete if you make a mistake?
Right. Okay. Now, what are you talking about? The post gone out and you've made a mistake?
Yeah, well, both, but more
Yeah,
so.
that would be good for.
Right. Very difficult for you to make a mistake because you're copying and pasting.
I'm thinking, when you preview it, does it look exactly like that when it's posted?
Yes,
It's
it does.
exactly the same.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Good. Because
Okay.
sometimes when you look back at something, you might realise a spelling mistake or grammar or
You're
something's
not
not
going to
quite
catch us out
right.
with spelling mistakes and grammar.
It'll pick that up.
Yeah,
You're
no,
not
I've
gonna catch
done
me
this.
out with spelling mistakes and grammar. You'll
Depends
find
if
the
you have
content.
to wind before or after.
No, no.
It's
To be serious,
always
though,
editable, isn't it? When you've scheduled
Correct.
it, you can always go back
Seriously.
into it and chop it
Yeah.
and change it or something if you notice something. That's fine.
correct. Yeah. As you can
So
see,
what's-
there's an edit. There's an edit button there to edit that
Do that.
that we put in.
What if you've posted something and you've advertised something, for example, an
Get in there and
activity
delete it as
club
quick as possible.
after the post, and then you've realised it's the wrong date you've put on after the post, or the wrong time you've advertised,
You
or
need to
something.
get. There's no other way, nothing else to do apart from what you would naturally think to do, and that is to go straight
in and
into
delete
your
it.
system
Yeah.
and delete it.
Okay,
Yeah.
straightforward.
Nothing else to
Good.
do. Yeah. There's
Good.
nothing- But you won't get caught out like that. Honestly, we will not give you content that cannot be posted or is going to come with grammar errors or things like that. As you can see, this is the format that that post is copied and pasted across.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
So
good.
formatting is already
Yeah, it looks nice.
Yeah, formatting has already been done as well. Yeah. So that's
Yeah.
the point that Lynn was emphasizing. So if you are using it correctly, I go into each one of the tabs. For Facebook, the formatting is done. It's just literally
Yeah.
copy and paste across. For Twitter, where the content is a lot shorter, come on, wake up there. Thank you.
Yeah, you can see it's written in that way.
Yeah, it's written in that way. So you can
Right.
see the
Yeah.
average character count is a lot shorter than it
And I
is.
think in Instagram, you see there's a lot more hashtags, aren't there? There's
Correct.
things like that.
Definitely.
They have all been written to be
For each
separate.
channel. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
The reason we use, I think what helps here, and that ties into, it's a good question, that ties into these platforms, is why we use these platforms is for the convenience of being able to schedule, the convenience of being able to get things out quickly, at the time you need it, to the audience you need it, and in the format that it's required out there, and in such a way that you can just look at it at an overview, and let me show you what I mean, to understand what you've put out there. So this is my Twitter channel. And all we're looking at here is the normal home feed that you would see on Twitter. Then these are my tweets that I've put out there or retweeted.
Yep.
So stuff that I'm putting out there as thought leadership or what, etc. Or if I come across some of my clients' work and I'm thinking, yeah, that needs a boost, get that out there, then I'm retweeting it or whatever. Yeah. So these are my tweets. This is where you would see those tweets that you've put out yourself. Yeah.
Okay.
So those tweets that you're putting out, this is why we use these platforms, Hootsuite and Later, because it's for listening and monitoring to understand what's going out in the audience, all on one platform, rather than going into each individual platform. So here I'm just looking at Twitter and I'm looking at the mentions. So stuff that I've put out there, my thought leadership, people that have mentioned me, etc., it will just pick it up and I can track and see what's going on out there. See what I mean? So you can get to understand with your own content what's working and isn't working at a glance. Yeah? Likes, where those posts have been liked, stuff that I've liked, people that have liked that I've put out there, and that's been retweeted and shared. Yeah? You can set it up literally however you want it to. That's how I set it up for posts, that stuff that's going out, and stuff that I'm monitoring and tracking. I have different tabs set up for. I would recommend that you guys look at setting up definitely new followers.
Okay.
Because as you start building your audience, you want to know and differentiate between the new and the existing. But the point being, I've got on here Twitter, and then if I want to go to LinkedIn, to do the same thing, to just look at my own update stuff that I've been putting out there, and I haven't used this for ages. Then my days, some of it's gone. Then I can, yeah, and stuff that would be scheduled, I just see here appear in the stream. Same thing if you go back to Twitter. If I've got stuff scheduled, it'll just be there for the different dates it's going out on. Is that making sense, guys?
Yes.
I think Later has also got an app, hasn't it? And I seem to remember when I
They
did
both do.
the Later that I had to sign up for the app at the same time as I.
Yeah,
set
they
up
get you to
the
do that
account.
nowadays with all of these
Yeah.
things. They both have an app.
Yeah, but I
and
think
why-
Later you do it, but it's actually quite handy because you can do things on the go on your phone using that
On the
as
fly.
well.
Yeah, I use my Hootsuite on the fly through the app far more than I do this desktop version.
Yeah.
I just do.
Lynn, just a question for you.
Yeah.
How regularly would we be expected to sort of answer back to, like, you know, questions or something that might come through on Facebook or Instagram? As you said, you're posting, and obviously we've scheduled it, but at some point when it goes out, we might get responses.
Yeah. So
Being of
I
that
mean, I
point,
don't know if you have the flag up. I have a flag thing on my Facebook, so it'll let me know if I've had a question or a comment or something.
Yeah, notifications.
Yeah, notifications. But I mean, obviously, it's nice to get back as quickly as possible. What you can do, which helps, is put an automatic reply that just is like holds until you can get back to it yourself. So you can put up a "thank you very much for your inquiry. One of the team will be back to you as soon as possible." You know, just
Okay.
to recognise it, and you can then give yourself a bit of time to get back to it. But I would really check every couple of days just in case you've got any.
And with that notification, it might help also to give people an indication as when you're coming back to them. You might say, you know, come back to you in the next 3 days. You know, so give yourself that time. You know, so
do
people.
that on all of them.
Sorry.
When you do them on Instagram and Twitter, you can put a post out each time. Like, as you said, an automatic reply.
No.
No, I didn't think so.
Facebook.
No.
Just Facebook. isn't
No.
it?
I know.
No,
Facebook does it
no,
automatically.
What we're saying is in reply to an inquiry.
Yeah.
When somebody's made an inquiry, then to give you that breathing room, then yes, reply to them with something like that.
Yeah. Okay. Does that make sense to everyone? Do you understand
Have a go.
how to use it, understand what the spreadsheet contains, how to use it in conjunction with Hootsuite and or Later to be able to schedule some posts and get it going. So please have a go and please feedback how it's going, and if there's anything you're having difficulties on, which everybody will probably come up against different things, then please feed it back. And again,
whatever challenges you come up with.
yeah, that's how we'll understand what challenges there are and if there's anything we need to do differently. Okay.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
If anybody needs anything, as Lynn just put, just literally let them know. If it's something she can't deal with because she's far more adept than she would say, but it's, you know, I'm always there to help and support if there's a need as well. Yes. So please do let us know. Okay.
Right. I think we're done now. We can all go off and carry on with our evening. So thank you ever so much, everyone, for giving up some time on your Monday evening to come and learn about social media scheduling. And yeah, I look forward to seeing some fantastic content going out across your social media in the coming weeks and months.
Oh, quick question.
Yeah.
How do you know who your media is going to? Can you select a specific audience? Who does it go to? Because not everybody has a Twitter, not everybody has Facebook. How do you decide?
Right. Two things. There's a few things there. Number one, it's going to go to the people that are connected with you or following you.
So
Yeah.
I'm okay for Facebook. I've already got that, but Twitter
Yeah,
is-
exactly.
Instagram is
I don't
new.
understand that,
Never
Josie.
done it. My daughter might know, but I don't.
I
Same
don't
thing.
Then
What we
Because I-
want
Speak amongst
to have
yourselves. Speak
followers.
amongst yourselves for a moment.
Sorry, you answer, Lucas. You go ahead.
I was literally going to, because I can see that who is it this year? Leanne was.
Leanne.
Yeah. You were very enthusiastic to answer that. Then.
Oh,
So
God.
go for it. I mean, I can see you've got the
I
answer.
don't know Twitter or
Well,
Insta.
I don't understand how to get followers on Twitter. I've got Twitter,
That-
but I don't understand. You know, like with my Instagram, I just follow everything Chorley based, and I hope that they follow me back with my Instagram. Facebook, I just shared it with all my friends, and obviously that's just kind of got around. But Twitter, I've probably got about 4 followers, and I don't know how to get them.
Building your audience on Twitter.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah, how
Who
do
else has
you
got
do
a
that?
challenge like that?
I haven't
I
used it
haven't
either.
got an audience.
Yeah, I've not. Well, I've got Twitter, but I haven't used it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, so we got 2. Do we have more? Is that the same with yourself, Josie?
I've only got a Facebook audience, and that's it. So I can obviously advertise those links through my
Okay.
Facebook. But
What you're doing with Facebook is dead simple, transferable to both LinkedIn and Instagram, particularly Instagram. Facebook own Instagram.
You
It's
can,
their toy. Yeah.
okay.
So all of you, it's their toy. So it's really, really easy to transfer the skills that you already have and the audience that you already have across.
Josie.
Yes. Hello.
Josie. So I've got Facebook and Instagram, and if I post on Facebook, you can link it to your if I post on Instagram,
You can
whatever I
link
put on
it to-
We'll
Instagram
ask
goes
you.
straight onto Facebook.
Yeah, we'll ask you. We'll just
That's
prompt
it.
you.
Yeah.
So I'd have to set up my Instagram to link to.
Set your Instagram up and then link it to your Facebook page,
Okay.
and whatever. Then I put my things on Instagram, and then it goes onto Facebook as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
easier.
The same content.
Josie, when you
Okay.
log into things, do you use those social media platforms to log into them? Or do you use your
Facebook.
email and password?
Pardon?
Do you use your email and password, or do you use the social media icons to log into things?
You usually email password and then I
Thought so.
Facebook.
Right. Okay.
I-
Try and use your Facebook to log into your Instagram. It will do it for you. Yeah.
I don't even. Yeah, it's just setting up what I've never
Yeah.
done.
So
it.
what I'm getting at is, if you do that, it knows who you are. Your profile's already there. It will just build it
Yeah.
really quickly for you. So you should be able to just get straight onto Instagram and not have a problem. Yeah. Yeah.
Can I just answer quickly as well, in terms of that's the importance of hashtags as well on Twitter, because we're using those to be picked up from a wider audience who are interested in those wider things that we are relevant to.
Yeah.
So that's why we've got all those hashtags to start gradually
Twitter.
bringing in wider people.
And
Yeah,
they can
Twitter-
all
and that's
link.
for Twitter, and that's for Twitter. That is for Instagram, and to some, and also with LinkedIn as well.
So I'll get all them.
Yeah.
So I could probably
need
just
those-
one
you need-
post and it will transfer to all.
Correct.
That would be
Just to
good.
recap, guys, these are really good questions, Josie. Yeah, really good questions. So, four medias that we all need.
Yeah, got that.
We all need. LinkedIn for the professional audience.
Yeah, got that one.
Yourself. Yeah. So you'll have 2 there. Yeah, you'll have one for your franchise and one for yourself. Yeah. Okay. Or you'll have
Got
one
one for my
at least.
Guys, they're the same. My LinkedIn
Yeah,
is the
it
same.
could be the same.
Yeah.
It could be the same. Could be one and the same. Then you need to have Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're going to go into
Yeah.
groups into Facebook. For now, we'll just say you need Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah. With Facebook, you can use Facebook to then own Instagram.
Okay. Link to
Logging
Instagram.
in through Facebook to there, literally get the Instagram platform.
Okay.
And the final one we need is Twitter. Because it's quick fire conversational. Quick fire conversational, really debate, and then we can reach new audiences with it really quickly as well. Yeah, send links to the relative content, being
Yep.
websites or other articles. So
That was what my worry about Twitter. That you, as you said, it's like a conversation, and then we are not responding after somebody's put it.
Yes.
Does that look a bit awkward?
with a lot of this is what you're aiming to do. Let me just get you the whole objective is repurposing the content so that content then becomes consumer driven. So you're not having to. It's them that's having the debate. You're having the debate with them. They're talking about it because you've put it out there in terms of thought leadership. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the onus isn't totally on you to have to be there to respond all the time. You can put stuff out there, step back, and if you get any conversations or whatever, that's up to you really. Don't feel you have to be watching it the whole time to try and say something. It's fine to go with what you've got. If you get the chance to do any more interaction, fantastic. But if you don't, I wouldn't stress about it.
Yes. Yeah, it's just interesting to, number one, get those 4 platforms. Number 2, then get Hootsuite, HOOTSUITE, and later.com. Look for the free versions. Yeah, that's all you want, the free versions. Then with each one of those versions, particularly with later, you want to put your Instagram.
And
Yeah, and Facebook. Yeah, because they're one and the same. Yeah, they're one and the same, owned by the same group, same company. And then with your Hootsuite, you put in your professional stuff, your LinkedIn, and your Twitter.
Okay.
Yeah. And then just literally, that way you've got 2 free platforms. If you had one of them and tried to add another to it, more than 3, then it will cost you money. Yeah, so there is a reason as well. Not only are the platforms geared to each type of medium, i.e. visual and text, we don't want you to be spending money on platforms.
Keep it free.
Yeah, everything that we do, we always look at free up until we have to pay. Yeah?
Okay.
Yeah, we don't have to pay.
Thank you.
Marketing is free. Yeah.
Microwave going off.
Paid in time or paid in money. There's always stuff out there that you can pay in time, and you know, and the other stuff you have to pay money when you have to. Okay, so I'm hoping that's all making sense, guys.
I'll have a go this weekend.
Okay, feedback. Yeah.
Will do.
Yeah.
Thank you.
My
All right.
pleasure.
Thank you.